the court has made its decision and issued a judgment. The rule of law requires that everyone respects court decisions, whether they agree with them or not. Your Honor, I have nothing but utmost respect for this decision of the court. So in my opinion, I have several points.
Slowly, I'm writing, you are not recording.
No, I'm sorry. So, I was saying
court
as
has
the
made its decision and the law requires everybody to...
yeah, the law requires that everyone respects court's decisions. Now, that is whether they agree with them or not. So I just want to confirm that I have nothing but utmost respect for the decision of the court.
Yes.
So, Your Honor, I'm going to begin by expressing remorse. Since I was young, I had a burning ambition to serve my country and also humanity in general. I had determined well enough that I wanted to do that in a medical setting, Your Honor. I regret that what started as a noble ambition, a noble objective, has ended up causing me conflict with the law of the land, Your Honor. So, Your Honor, I would want to categorically and without any equivocation assure this court that I've learned my lesson and have learned it well. In that regard, I would request the court to pronounce a lenient sentence that will allow me to rejoin my family as soonest and continue serving the community as a law-abiding citizen, Your Honor. Number two, Your Honor, I have elderly parents who are over 80 years old. And these parents had an abiding faith in education as the only way to secure the future of their son. And so in 1994, when I passed my KCSE very well, they were more than hopeful that I will be able to have a secure future. Especially after I was admitted to the University of Nairobi College of Health Sciences, as was my dream. He spared no efforts. We went without meals, Your Honor, and basic necessities to ensure that their son will have a secure future. That was especially after passing well, after not having stepped into a Form 2 class and around 3/4 for Form 3. So when in so these parents, sorry, their age, seeing their son on the TV cameras all the days, every day, being crucified, medium of justice, being crucified and vilified in all ways, and also being made an object of public ridicule in all media platforms. You only will agree with me that that is extremely traumatizing for an elderly couple. They have not known peace since 2015, that is over the last 7 years. Have mostly been in custody, almost 100% of the 7 years. I'm more than happy that this matter is coming to a conclusion, and my prayer to the court is to have these two old individuals in mind, as the court to have them in mind as it pronounced the sentence. Give them hope that despite the setbacks, their son will be able to rejoin the society as soonest. Your Honor, I will be 47 years in the first week of December. That means I still do not, my productive life that is remaining is not much. And having been convicted in 10 out of the 12 counts, if the court does not pronounce a lenient sentence, that may as well mean, it as well mean like a life sentence. I think a life expectancy in Kenya is not even 70 years. So, on the basis of that, Your Honor, I'm requesting you to give me some hope by pronouncing a lenient sentence. Order whatever sentence will be pronounced and concurrently for all the 10 counts. Your Honor, I cannot be able to finish this without saying something about my academic background, my academic and professional background. This matter has been of immense public interest, and such that probably a lot has been missed along the way. This has been prosecuted in the court of public opinion, has been prosecuted in the media, and all that. So, as I said, when I finished my Form 4 in 1994, I gained admission at the University of Nairobi College of Health Sciences, which I joined the 28th of October 1996, Your Honor. 28th of October 1996. Your Honor, I went through hell on earth as I tried to finance my education. My dad did not have a job. My mother was doing some odd jobs here and there. All in all, they did the best they could. I was also able to get some funding, albeit very small, from the Higher Education Loans Board. And another charitable organization by the name of Ratansi Educational Trust Fund. Your Honor, I attended all courses of instruction, lectures, board rounds. And in the year 2000, I sat for my final university qualifying exam, which I finished on the 11th of August, the year 2000. Your Honor.
The date again?
I finished on the 11th of August, the year 2000. The results were out in a few days, and I had satisfied the examiners and the University Senate in all the subjects that had been enrolled, trained, and examined, Your Honor. So I successfully graduated during the 29th congregation for the award of degrees and conferment of diplomas of the University of Nairobi. That was precisely on Monday, 27th November, the year 2000. Your Honor, I have noted that something is, this fact was missed in I think in the trial and also in the judgment. That is why I felt, I know we are not giving evidence, it's just part of mitigation, and I think it's also clear for the court to be informed as it sentence. So what I wanted to say is that yes, I faced criminal charges, and that is unfortunate. I have been convicted in some of them. One fact that cannot be negated by anything else and remains a fact is that I finished my university, I graduated, and I have availed this morning original copies of my degree certificate, Your Honor, all the transcripts. And I think a nominal roll for the year 2000 that confirms that I did so I want to categorically confirm that my issues with the medical board have nothing to do with my educational background. They have issues to do with licensing and all that, which is completely, totally different matters. Because an impression was created that probably I started university education and I did not finish at that time. That cannot be further from the truth, Your Honor. So, Your Honor, when I was going through all this, I was doing it so that I could serve my country. Actually, I had qualified for other more prestigious courses, including architecture, engineering, and material science, and all that. But I felt I wanted to serve humanity and my country. So that is why I still insisted on pursuing my training along that line. And of course, I had hoped to kill two birds with one stone by doing that. And number one, I will be able to secure my future. Number two, I will be able to assist break the curse of poverty that was affecting my family then. I'm done with that, Your Honor. And finally, that is one of the facts which have been missed all through. And I believe there's many others. That is why I requested this court. I had felt the court can benefit from ordering for a present this report. I'm still requesting the same, Your Honor, if you can allow that. As for the documents that I've just presented, Your Honor, the prosecution has indicated that they might require verification. I cannot be happier to have that done because, Your Honor, it cannot take 1 hour. The University of Nairobi is less than 10 minutes drive from here. The office of the academic registrar is open. And we have the nominal roll book, and we have everything. So, Your Honor, I'm done and I stand guided by the court.
James Mugo has told the court, both in his defense and in the mitigation, that he had a burning ambition to serve humanity and this good country of Kenya. He also indicated that his elderly parents, who are of meager means, looked upon him to lift them from the curse of poverty, and therefore he worked very hard in high school and proceeded after qualification to join the University of Nairobi. He also indicates that he satisfied all the academic criteria and was awarded a degree. Indeed, this court has been shown the degree certificate for a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. In his defense, the accused person then indicated that he was not able to attend the subsequent attachments, which would have enabled him to get the proper qualification. This is because the Higher Loans Education Board does not fund the same. To him, he is duly qualified to practice. It's only that he was not given the proper licenses due to his differences with the board, but not that he lacks training. One may argue that these are mere formalities since he has demonstrated that he has the requisite skills. But what is of grave concern to this court is how he opted to use or utilize his acquired skills that he attained at the University of Nairobi. In fact, and indeed, counts number 2 to 12, which are those of licenses, do not call for stiff penalties. There are fines ranging between 30,000 shillings to 100,000 shillings. There's just 1 or 2 which call for up to a fine of 5 million shillings. But these are, in as much as they are serious offenses, they are not what is the critical issue that is weighing on this court. The main one is count number 2, when Mr. Mugo, having acquired some medical knowledge in nursing, decided to abuse that knowledge and administer drugs to unsuspecting clients so as to engage in despicable acts with them. The accused person has not referred to that aspect at all in his mitigation, and the court is at a loss and finds that indeed he is a danger to society. Instead of going out to use the knowledge that he says he wanted to acquire so as to save and improve humankind, he went out of his way in a most sinister way to endanger helpless victims, most of them women, by purporting to be a gynecologist and many other traits, and would administer the drugs to them and have sexual acts with them. As this court noted in the judgment, that most probably even the count number 1, that is rape, was committed, only the evidential threshold in a criminal matter was not met. Count number 2 was, however, met, and the court is perturbed that Having graduated in nursing, he went on to abuse that knowledge and harm helpless women. The court finds that he's a danger to society and ought to be kept away from society for a long, long time. Count number 2 calls for a sentence of between 2 years and 20 years, the minimum of 10 years, and a maximum of a life sentence. The court notes that he has been in custody for 7 years. 3 of those he was in remand, but the others is serving another lawful sentence. So this court sentenced him to 25 years in count number 2, but less the 3 years which he was in remand, and that comes to 22 years imprisonment for count number 2. 22 years. Count number 3 calls for a fine of 30,000 shillings in default 3 years in prison. The accused person has urged the court to waive the fine and just go to a sentence, and the court sentences him to 6 months in prison in count number 3. Count number 4 also calls for a sentence of 30,000 shillings, and the court sentences him to 6 months imprisonment for that. Count number 4, the fine is 100,000, default 1 year imprisonment. The court sentences him to 1 year imprisonment. He was acquitted in count number 6. Count number 7, the court sentenced him to another 6 months in prison. Count number 8 calls for a maximum fine of 5 million shillings in default 5 years, and the court sentences him to 1 year imprisonment. Count number 9 calls for a sentence of 5 years imprisonment in default 5 million shillings. The court will give another 1 year imprisonment. The same goes for count number 10, which has a fine of 5 million shillings, default 5 years. The court gives another 1 year imprisonment. Count number 11 gives a sentence of 2 years imprisonment. The court gives 1 year imprisonment for that. And the last count, the fine is 1 million shillings, default 12 months, and the court gives 12 months imprisonment. So the first 2 counts is 6 months, then the others 1 year in prison, and these ones are to run consecutively to count number 2, which is 22 years imprisonment. For Mugo, you have the right to appeal against all the sentences and the judgment of the court, and the Superior Court will decide what to do with you.